Yeah, courage is the word that I've always focused on in my studies of Buddhism. Buddha always talks about courage. In Buddhism taught the spiritual mission was the spirit of the lion.
Right, right.
You know, take 3 steps, 2 steps forward and 1 step back. The eagle, the vulture. You know, there's 2 types of absorbing wisdom. You know, you can either have an eagle's perspective or you could have this vulture thing. You know, it's like vulture would be like, let's say, a person who's stuck on capitalism. You know, can't give it up. They want to pick the bones of the dead religions and truths. Whereas the eagle is a pioneer. You know, sees nothing but the. You know, he has this higher vision of truth. So basically, what I want to say, just to make us not to take up the time.
Yeah. Was there any more questions, though?
Okay.
Because that thing that I want to deal with is that, you know, that threw them back when I said that, you know, we all had machetes ready to cut Europeans up. They said, well, how do you think we're going to deal with European? I mean, we should not be willing to defend ourselves. We should be that in such a position that if he walk up in there, he can slip up and die. Not because we're just on security. You feel like we're just securing ourselves. It's just in a state of 100% security against anybody.
Right.
Not just against him, against anybody or any entity. And the fact that that exists, that's not a terrorist group. That's just a group that's with 100% security.
Right.
So if he walk up in there and he tries to test the security, then he gonna get dealt with. Like anybody else will get dealt with. It's just how it works.
Okay.
It's just how the system works. Because if you can't protect whatever you claim, then you can't have the thing that you are claiming. At the end, if you cannot protect it, you cannot have it.
Right.
Just like they came and took the land and tore down the pyramids. Oh, but if we had been armed and trained, then the European would have got us. Well, they took the man's life. Well, it'll be more of us that's going to have to die. It's going to be more you're going to have to die now. They're just going to pick you off in such a separated way. You said if we had a fall, then they would have took out people in the community. Other people on the land would have died. Other people on the land are still going to die. You understand what I'm making? In the community, in the hood. Because that knowledge itself did not become the foundation of their reality. So they're still going to end up in the same situations. So if he's a big martyr, that means next year it's not going to be 70% of black people still in jail. Because he's a martyr. He died to protect the nation, right? Protect him from what? The mediocrity of the same shit that's going on? But they make it look like that. He went to jail and turned himself in and said he was guilty so he can save the people, right? So they wouldn't have to die. They still going to have to die. Funeral homes are not going to be no less emptier. Emergency rooms are not going to be any less emptier. You see what I'm saying? Ooh. So by doing that, nothing happened. So people that come among us have to be warriors for the real work that has to be done. We don't need everybody. Especially if they're not going to be warriors. The chain is as strong as its weakest link. And if it's weak, the whole damn thing's coming down. So we got to challenge people. If you're not ready to kill this, if you're not ready to kill and cut and mutilate these Europeans, well, you shouldn't even talk about revolution and nation building. Don't even mention that. Just talk about spirituality. You understand what I'm making? Because what is it coming down to? What is it going to come down to every time that we get to talk about nation building, community building? It's going to come down to that. It's going to come down to that. And if it's not us getting him, or him getting us and we getting him at the same time, it's just going to be just him getting us. You feel me? And us getting ourselves.
Yeah. Man, what else is it coming down?
That's it. So how can you talk about revolution and nationalism but say, well...
I mean, because the other side of it is just being a victim thing. So I can't see no other. Just, yeah, he come to get us.
Right.
So what the hell?
You teach it. And if he come to get us and see that, you know, we're prepared to deal with him, then he'll think twice and be like, well, this might not be the best move. What do I have to gain from this?
Yeah, people test people who ain't, don't look like a threat before they come get somebody who is.